Hey Internet, welcome to Pedal Partners and welcome to a tour of the real-world locations that made Radiohead. We have favoured voiceover as our preferred method of communication today for the best audio quality possible, so please do listen in headphones. The music you're hearing is original by Violet Oscillation. Download it now on screen and through the description provided below. All visuals and footage are original. Please contact us for visual and footage inquiries. Email is our preferred method of communication. Our first stop on this Radiohead tour is Abingdon. It's a town in Oxfordshire, close to Didcot and close to Oxford. To the north is the Cotswolds, about 40 minutes away, and to the south is London, about 90 minutes away. Anyway, Radiohead formed here in 1985 at Abingdon Boys' School. Tom York and Colin Greenwood were in the same year. Ed O'Brien and Phil Selway were the year above, and the final member to join was Johnny Greenwood, who was younger than the others. He initially played harmonica, and then he played keys, and then he found himself as the band's lead guitarist, a role which is fulfilled to this day. At this time, the band were called On a Friday as they practiced on a Friday. Next up, we're over to the most British of things, which is a village hall. This is Clifton, Hampton, and there's a small village hall here where Radiohead used to practice as On a Friday. It's close to Abingdon again, and Sutton Courtenay, where Radiohead have recorded before, is also very nearby. Up next, we are off to Oxford, a city which is closely associated with Radiohead. It's here where Radiohead played their first gig proper in 1987 at the Jericho Tavern, one of my favourite music venues in Oxford. I played here quite a few times, lovely atmosphere. Anyway, it was here that Chris Hufford, Slowdive's manager at the time and co-owner of the Courtyard Studios in Sutton Courtenay, saw the band here and he liked them, so he recorded a demo with them at his Courtyard Studio. He's the band's manager to this day, alongside Bryce Edge. In November 1991, the band played at the Jericho Tavern in front of A&R people, and it was from this gig that Radiohead first got signed to Parlophone Records. Up next, we're over to Exeter College, which is on Turl Street in Oxford. It's nearby to the iconic Radcam, which is this beautiful library in the centre of Oxford. Radiohead performed here in 1988 as On a Friday. Next up, we head over to the Cellar, which is only recently closed. It was a great music venue. Again, I played there a few times. It's a different atmosphere to the Jericho Tavern. The Jericho Tavern is more uptown, whereas the Cellar was literally in a basement. It was sweet, man. It's sad that it's closed. Anyway, Radiohead played a lot as On a Friday here. It's a great music venue, and if we can bring it back, let's bring it back, lads. Honestly, come on, save the Cellar. Up next, we're off to Oxford's Westgate, which is close to Oxford Castle. It's also the site of the edge of the old city walls, so there's Northgate, Southgate, Eastgate and Westgate. Today stands a shopping centre, pretty boring, but anyway, Colin handed an EMI sales rep a demo tape with the track Stop Whispering on it whilst working at our price. The band would soon sign to EMI/Parlophone after this. Up next, we're off to the site where Radiohead first performed as Radiohead. It was at the Hollybush pub on Bridge Street in the Osney area of Oxford that Radiohead performed as Radiohead in 1991. After signing to a record label, the band changed the name to Radiohead on the record label's request. The name comes from the song Radiohead from the 1986 album True Stories by the band Talking Heads. Over to Beat Cafe now. This is close by to the Jericho Tavern, which we visited earlier. This cafe is closed now, but back in the day, it partly inspired the song Creep, with its trendy atmosphere alienating a certain Mr. Tom York. We're going to head out of Oxford now for a little bit, and we're going to head over to Chipping Norton, a town about 30 minutes north of Oxford, in the Cotswolds. It was here at Chipping Norton Recording Studio that Radiohead recorded the song Creep. They also recorded their debut album Pablo Honey here. Next up, we're at Courtyard Studio, a studio owned by the band's management. This studio is in Sutton Courtenay, which is in between Abingdon to the north and Didcot to the south. Work recorded by Radiohead here includes their debut EP, Drill. One of my other favourite bands has recorded a lot here, and that's Slowdive. Back into Oxford now, and we are over to a venue which has changed name several times over the years. It was formerly known as the Zodiac. It's now the O2. There's O2 academies all across the United Kingdom, if you didn't know. Very corporate. I've played a gig here. I've played a few gigs here. And one time, like, Paige was trying to help me unload my gear. And the security were very strict and saw her and my mum as a security threat, which is, yeah, great. Nice one, guys. But anyway, Radiohead recorded the video for Creep here back in the day before it was an O2 venue. We're now over to the Apollo Theatre in Oxford. It was here in 1995 that Radiohead played a preview show for their album The Bends. Heading south to the capital of the UK. We're in London now, and this is Abbey Road. Pablo Honey was mastered here, The Bends was recorded and mastered here, and strings from Abbey Road were added here for OK Computer. Back in Oxford, and we are at South Park. In July 2001, 40,000 people headed to South Park for a homecoming show by Oxford darlings Radiohead. To Didcot now, and it was here at Candleblaw's, a converted shed where the band recorded parts for OK Computer and Hail to the Thief. We're now in Savernake Forest in Wiltshire. And more specifically, we're looking at this tree called King of Limbs. It's this tree that Radiohead named their 2011 album King of Limbs after, with Tom citing environmental concerns as the driving force of this decision. The forest is about 4,500 acres and is privately owned. To maintain its private status, it is shut to the public for a single day each year. The forest is full of ancient trees, such as the King of Limbs, which is over 1,000 years old. The band also recorded part of In Rainbows in the nearby Tottenham House. Thanks for watching this video, hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more videos like it, and gear films, documentaries, music videos, tutorials, interviews and more, all on Pedal Partners.